But obviously, as you can see, you don't need any kind of mechanic skills to do this. I know I've been talking to you a little bit about some things in the works. The thing that I'm wanting to do with taking music and off-road stuff and combining it, I've got permission. And I have a place. And I have a date.
Real bad boy. I've got a ton of gravel in my shoes, world on my shoulder, heart full of blues out in the dirt, down in the dirt.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin. Today on the ZForce 950 Sport, we are going to be installing a clutch kit. This clutch kit was purchased from Main Street Cycle down in Mississippi. Fast shipping, I think I had it within a couple days. I know there are cheaper routes to do that, but I don't necessarily know what I'm looking for. So today we are going to be installing a clutch kit on my ZForce 950 Sport. I did purchase it from Main Street Cycle down in Mississippi, which, speaking of, yesterday was a really awesome day. I had a great conversation with Blake from Real Talk Power Sports, and we are going to be getting together very soon, and we got a couple different things in the works that we think that you guys are really gonna love and that we think is gonna be a whole lot of fun. So I know this clutch kit video has been done before. The reason I'm doing this one is because I'm not a very mechanically, like, I can work on stuff, but I don't consider myself a mechanic. If something breaks inside the motor, or, you know, that's not me. I'm gonna try to do this video as kind of from the point of view and perspective of someone that doesn't really do this kind of stuff. So I'll let you know how difficult it is, you know, or how easy it is, the things that I have problems with, solutions that I find for it, whatever it may be. Let's get into it. In order to get the cover off, there are, I believe, 9 8mm bolts all the way around. Tell you what, man, with this Nerf bar here, it's definitely makes it a little more difficult. You can't get your arm up in there. And so if you plan on doing both, I recommend you do the clutch first. And that one in there is in a weird spot. I think I'm gonna have to do that one by hand. So we got those out. This should, I think, come off now. And it does. Pops right off. I don't figure out how to get this damn thing out of here. Yeah, this Nerf bar is totally in my way trying to do this. Thought there was a way to get this out of here. I'm sure there is. I really feel like this thing would come out without having to do anything else. Or maybe I'm just crazy. Wait a minute. Finally got this thing out of here. And the way I did it is I pulled it off. There's a little bit of space up on this side here. I was able to get it up and in there far enough to where I could pull this out this way, just clear this, and it came right on out. So now, primary clutch, secondary clutch. Now on either side of this secondary, you're gonna see two little holes. 6mm bolt into one of these holes will spread this open and it will loosen your belt up. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the stuff off. We'll worry about the belt afterwards. So I'm gonna start with the primary. This first outside bolt is 18mm and it is a left-hand thread bolt, which means it needs to go right in order to loosen. Now you'll have two thread points. Once you break that first one, you'll have to pull out, start it, and then it threads out again. Just a little pressure on the back side. Ease it on out. Now the second nut, it's a 30mm, is also left-hand thread, so to the right to loosen it. And then your primary will pull right off. Factory spring here. Set this to the side. Okay, your secondary clutch is a 36 millimeter, and it is a standard lefty-loosey. Now this should just pull right on out. Tell you what, this belt actually looks like it's in really good shape. I can see a little flat spot right here, but I am gonna put a new belt. I'm gonna go ahead and replace the belt, and I'm gonna keep this as a backup in case I were to happen to be on a trail and something were to break, but this is still in really great shape. Just minus this little flat spot right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the clutch kit from Main Street Cycle comes with new spring for the primary and new weights for the secondary. You can see the difference there in the springs. So that's the factory. This is for the kit. We're gonna start with the primary. So this back panel just slides right off, and then your weights are in these little rollers here. So we're gonna take out all these little rollers and pop these weights out. So there's a little hole on the side. You should be able to just pop them out. And as I take them out, I'm gonna go ahead and replace them and set them over to the side. Okay, so we got all the weights changed. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna clean primary, just brake cleaner. I mean, you can see just how much stuff is in there. Just regular brake cleaner, parts cleaner. All right, I'm gonna take this thing outside, finish cleaning it off, and then we'll come back and deal with everything else. So we're gonna clean this guy too. Okay, we're gonna give those a few minutes to dry off there. Next thing we're gonna move on to is secondary clutch. So you will need a clutch compression tool in order to take this apart. This one is from Super ATV, I believe. A buddy of mine let me borrow it. So slide that on down like that. Slide this over top. And then it's got this handy little thing that fits right over that nut. I'll use this to compress it. Okay, so with this tool, make sure you can get to your clip. Then you just tighten it down enough to get that clip off. And give me just a second. Let me find my clip pliers and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got the clip out. Let me see if I can show you. It's this guy right here. And it spreads open and comes up this way. So once that is done, you can start letting this back out. And the reason we're taking this apart is because we have to reclock the secondary as per the instructions. See, I feel like that should be popping up, but it's not. There it goes. Honestly, this is the part that I've worried about the most, reclocking the secondary. I know there's a keyway in there that's got to be in a certain position. It's easy to move the top part and get it into the proper position for the spring. Then the bottom part has to be rotated 70 degrees or whatever it is. So all that's just got me a little nervous and is honestly kind of what has kept me from doing this, because like I said, not a mechanic by any means. All right, so you pull that off, and on the top, you'll see numbers of the positions. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You are going to reclock your secondary to B, which it should already be at B, and those letters are on the actual secondary itself, and then your numbers are on the top of here. So this one shows 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're gonna clock it in 3. So what's gonna happen is you're just gonna put this in there to where the top of that spring is right in that hole. Now you have a little keyway that fits in here, and then the other one is right up top here. So when you get this compressed, You have to turn this in order to get that keyway to line up. Make sure you put your ring back on and then tighten it back down. Obviously, if you have a vise or something, I would recommend definitely using that. My vise is in the shed and doesn't really work anymore. It's all rusted up. All right, so when you get it down far enough, slide your key in. Okay, so it's the next day. I just got this thing back together. This secondary gave me fits. I'm not sure exactly what the problem was, but I got it sorted out. Got this pressed back down, clip put back on, everything rotated to the side of the wear on these, whatever this is here. I would recommend, if you have someone to help you, have them help you. Make sure you have the proper tools and get a vise, because I did not have one. I had to go get one today, and it made my life a whole lot easier. So this has been a long ordeal for me. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic by any means. I just like to learn to do stuff myself, and even when it's a little bit frustrating. So let's get this stuff put back on. Like I said, I am putting a new belt on. The CFMoto factory belt looks a little bit different than the one that it comes with. Not sure what that difference would be, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it around the secondary here. And we're gonna go ahead and slide this guy back on. One thing that should be mentioned, after you spread open the secondary, it is in your best interest to take that 6mm bolt out, because as I found out, the bottom does not rotate with that bolt in there. So what I'm gonna do is put it back on and then spread it out. Okay, so we've slid that back on. Going to place the weights back in the primary, the new ones. And they're gonna go kind of like weight side down in here. They should fit nice and flush up against everything. Our weights back in our primary, they go, the weights, if you hold it like this, are kind of at the bottom, so they go weights down. They should all fit flush up against this. It's recommended that you a little bit of waterproof grease on those fittings, just so it slides easier. I don't have any currently, so I am not doing that. And then don't forget your new spring. So most of this stuff, I've had help from Blake with Real Talk Power Sports if I ever had any issues or problems. All right, so we're almost back in business. So now we're just gonna Loctite the nuts, put those back on, put the bolt back in, put the cover back on, and we'll be ready to test her out. So on the primary, you're gonna have to find the spot where it allows you to push it in and out. And don't forget, these are left-hand thread bolts. Don't forget, this is going to thread in at 2 different spots. Don't forget to remove your spreader. And then I think if you just turn this, and you just spin it till it's tight. All right, let's get this cover back on. So I'm gonna assume the cover's gonna go in the same way. Recommend checking your seal around here, make sure it's tucked in where it's supposed to be. You definitely don't want any water getting up in here. And to get this back in, we're gonna feed it up over this way. And then flip it around. And we are good to go. Okay, let's test out how I did. Make sure this thing works. Right off the bat, that it definitely engages much quicker. Just gonna do a little road ride now. I feel like the engine braking is a whole lot stronger as well. That sticky thing is not good. Sorry guys, if this is moving around a lot. Okay, so I'm back from my quick little test drive, and let me tell you what, this thing feels like it has had a little spark lit underneath it. The engagement is much faster, much sooner. The power you get through in the higher end, the power that you still have when you get to the higher end is great. I feel like top speed might be affected a little bit. I don't know. I didn't really, I didn't have a straight, flat enough place to really test that. So, but I'm super happy with it. I tell you what, this is the most difficult thing I've done to my machine to date for me. It's not that the process was difficult. I was I'm not sure why it was so tough. I think I was just overthinking it maybe. But obviously, as you can see, you don't need any kind of mechanic skills to do this. So yeah, that's it, man. Clutch kit installed. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all the likes and comments, all the new subscribers. If you haven't yet, please subscribe below. hit that like button, hit the bell notification, leave me a comment, let me know what you want to see me do next. Let me know what accessories you want to see, if there's you know, any particular kind of ride video you want to see, if you want to see it performing, doing different things. Let me know what you want to see so I know what kind of content to make and put out to you. So I know I've been talking to you a little bit about some things in the works, some really, really big things on the way. Products are still in the works. We're working on the labels now. So the thing that I'm wanting to do with taking music and off-road stuff and combining it, I've got permission and I have a place and I have a date. There will be lots more information about this coming out very, very soon. Please make sure you stay tuned because I would love to see all of you guys there if you could make it. And we may try to take this show on the road too, down to Blake and Real Talk Power Sports. So hoping we can work that out. You'll definitely see me and Blake together this spring and summer and throughout this year. If you want to check out his clutch kit video, I'm sure there's a lot more explanation. You can probably see the process a whole lot better. He's way better at this kind of, him and Joel made that look so easy compared to with what I was dealing with. So if you own the other model ZForce, 800,000, any of that, you can also check out Redneck Garage. He's got a ton of videos on his ZForce. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.